I have no regrets about killing Francine Vaughn." The memory of that moment flashed through her mind, and she repressed a reflexive shudder before continuing. "Killing her saved Zach's life, and that's the best thing I've ever done. But I don't want to carry a weapon anymore. It's as simple as that." "I hate to see you give up law enforcement for good, honey. I remember how you stood up to Dad when he disagreed with your decision to become a cop. You fought hard for what you wanted. You always do. You know, there are jobs in the field that don't require you to carry a weapon." That much was true. Eternity Springs isn't London. Our police carry guns. "Maybe it's time you come back to Denver." "Maybe," she said, the word rife with doubt. Max's expression clouded. "Look, honey, if you're worried about Sobolek, you can give me the green light to have that talk I've been dying to have with the scum-sucking bastard. He won't bother you, I can promise you that." She couldn't help but smile. Most of the time, Big Brother's acting like Big Brothers cramped her style. But she always recognized that it demonstrated their love. "No, Max. Frank Sobolek has nothing to do with this. Maybe I did leave Denver because of him, but I stayed in Eternity Springs because of me. Besides, if I wanted to be in Denver, I wouldn't let him stand in my way. I won't give him that power. My broken heart has mended, and it's stronger than ever before." That's what she told herself, anyway. She wasn't certain she'd pass a lie detector test. She heard the sound of Nick Callahan's laughter drifting across the room. Smiling wistfully, she observed, "I don't think Denver is where I need to be at this point in my life. I don't really want to leave Eternity Springs. I love it here. I love the people here." "Don't you miss your friends back in Denver?" "Friends come and go," she said lightly, bearing the twinge of pain. "That doesn't sound like you," Max observed. When she didn't respond, he added, "Speaking of friends, what's the news about Cheryl these days? I guess she's still jetting off to Hollywood to be interior designer to the stars." At the mention of Cheryl Oliver, Gabby's heart twisted. Yes, she's still living in Aspen and traveling to California quite a bit. Now there's someone who never had any career doubts. Every time she came over to play with you, she'd haul in that huge bag full of furniture and accessories for your Barbie dream house. I'm not at all surprised that she's working for the rich and famous." "I don't think Hollywood has been a good influence on her," Gabi replied with the understatement of the day. "She does get to travel a lot, though. I got a postcard from her last week, from France." "Maybe you should hire on as her assistant." "I don't think so. Gabi would rather work for a rattlesnake." Once upon a time, she and Cheryl had been inseparable. Best friends who'd played Barbies, experimented with makeup, and crooned along to the Backstreet Boys together. Cheryl had been the sister Gabi had always wanted. Those days were over. Their friendship was over, killed by Cheryl's selfishness and stupidity, and by Gabi's inability to forgive such personal betrayal. Her gaze drifted back to the couples on the dance floor, and she changed the subject. "You're not with anyone these days, Max. Don't you ever get lonely?" "Sometimes," Max said, a shadow crossing his face. Just why the shadow, Gabi didn't know. Of all her brothers, he was the least open about details of his private life. "Not enough to brave the Denver dating scene, though." "At least Denver has a dating scene." Max gave her a brotherly thump on the nose. "If you're lonely here, go somewhere else. You can always move back to Eternity Springs." Perhaps Max was right. Perhaps it was time for a change of scenery. Gabi had never been one to sit back and wait for life to happen. She believed in being proactive. When she wanted something, she went after it. "I want passion." Max winced. "Too much information, little sis." "Not that kind of passion. Well, okay, maybe that kind of passion, but not only that kind of passion."